Hello again. We're talking now about thought, of the thought and matter dichotomy. Thought is a difficult thing to put your finger on, though we experience it every moment we're alive, and it is the essence of life. Where does it begin? How did we achieve it? All these are questions that thought brings up. And how did it come about in life? Because when the mass was in motion and violent upheavals were happening materially, where was thought? It had to be sublimated, waiting for its opportunity when conditions are right for it. And that means rather stable. Thought started when life evolved. In the amoeba, even though we don't think of it as thinking units, surely some rudimentary force of life was there promoting it itself and the species and trying to get them to take the steps upwards, finally leading to the life forms that were comfortable in water, deep down into the oceans, and leading up to the animals we know on land and sea, fish in the sea, of course, and even the large dinosaurs were finally a product, but thought didn't succeed too well with them, and they didn't give the indications of a good future. So they were tragically eliminated, maybe by these asteroids that caused havoc on our Earth and cut the sunlight off the land so that growth wasn't possible until the clouds dispersed. And then came little animals, and finally they evolved to more complex animals that finally led to our connection one way or another. So it's all, and who knows, things are moving then after us, not in the next generation, but in epochs that surely will come with a lot of history in between. But that doesn't tell us what thought is. Thought is the opposite of matter. That is a staple in our philosophical attitude. We are seeing that it is the life impulse in us. It isn't just thinking because we can think incorrectly and we can learn things possibly not correctly. So we have to, it's more than that, but thinking is an element that shows thought is working and working for us. Thought involves the life we live, our choices, and it seems to be very involved with feelings. We feel ourselves, if you think about it, and more than we think about ourselves, because you don't think when you're sleeping, but our essence is right there, ready to go when we wake up. And then we have to re-stimulate our thinking side. Although our senses are as alert as they ever are, and sometimes even when we're sleeping, in fact they are available when need be. But the essence of living is the precious thing we possess. And in our estimation of thought and matter, that never dies. Even when our body deceases and we are no longer here, our essence, our development, our possession is a continuation. Thought somehow is involved in its own dimension, which is not a material one and is not this dimension. In fact, we are kind of intruders here, but we're learning how to adapt to the situations we're following. Oh, it's so much fun to try to realize what is really motivates us, and every epoch will come with different dimensions and suggestions, and we will be changing too, so that causes an extra interest. We'll talk about that more, but right now you're going to hear a few words about our book, Thought and Matter, from our executive producer.
Carleton Kelch's books can be read online at thoughtandmatter.com. His printed book is available at this URL.
Thank you.